This is live. It's your boy Mikey. Step back. We in the building talking about this NBA. I'm at my favorite spot. You know, we Starbucks and now we talking about the Eastern Conference All Stars. Doesn't make sense. Did they truly show justified? We're gonna take a look at first the rosters. East Coast first. Next video West Coast. Let's start talking about it. Doesn't make sense. And player stats and things like that, records for teams. So on the East Coast right now, right? Number one fan getter, Kevin Durant hits a soft spot, makes the All-Star team for the East. Kevin returns from the Achilles injuries, having a tremendous season. I'm gonna check each one as we go through. Let's go over to the right. Let's look at the stat line. Where is he at on the stat line? So points per game, he's not there. Let's see. Is Kevin Durant up there? He's not in the top 10. All right. But there's a lot of West Coast guys there. So let's keep going down. Where's Kevin Durant? Oh man, Kevin, I'm sorry, bro. Where is Kevin Durant? He's not up here. Okay, I already got a problem with this, right? If this is accurate. So again, I'm going points per game. Let me just sort this one more time. I don't see Kevin Durant on here. Maybe it's because not enough games played, but his name is not up here on player scoring top points per game. So that's a question mark for me. Even though they're having a tremendous season, that's a question mark. Let me go over and look at the net stats. Field goal percentage. Is he up there with the top of the league for that? All right. Kevin Durant, where you at, man? Come on. Come through. Kevin Durant is at 52%. He's not in the top 10. All right, I'm not saying that means anything, but I gotta feel the stats. I gotta I gotta understand what's going on. Let's see a 3-point percentage. We're gonna jump in that. Kevin Durant, where we at? Kevin Durant, there we go. He's at 43% from three. Looks like he's in the top 50. Stat perspective, man. Hey, it is what it is. I don't see Durant on here, my man. I really don't know. So let's look at points per game as a whole. Brooklyn is up there. Where Brooklyn at? They're the number one team with stats for points per game. Record-wise, you know where they're at on the East Coast. This is the standings for Brooklyn. They are the number 2 team on the East side. So much respect there. Understand why you got to get Kevin Durant in there. If there's anybody that needs to get in there, obviously you want Kevin Durant in there, all right? So let's keep going. Let's keep going in real quick. It's gonna be interesting if Harden makes this squad. So I'm not too sure with his stat line that he truly deserves the ranking. I think he's getting it because he's Kevin Durant. We looked through a couple big stats, Kevin. I didn't check the assists and the rebound as well. But you know what the man's known for. He's a scoring animal, man. He may be a double-double king at points in time, but he's a scoring animal, and I not see him in the top 10 for scoring on this East Coast. So that's interesting. The record tells me that they need somebody in there for the Nets. But at the end of the day, man, the stat line right now, even though it's Kevin Durant, I know who he is. I'm not sure. Now, this is telling me something different, right? They're talking about 29 points per game, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. So my thinking is there's not enough games played for him to officially show up in this ranking. I'm just confused to why he's not up here. CBS Sports doesn't have him up here at 29 points per game. He would be right up here. So not enough kids. So that's where we're at. Let's go number 2. Greek, freak him like you want him. Freak him. Freak him like you want him, Greek. That's Giannis. He's up there. 28.2, 5, almost 6 assists a game, and 12 rebounds. You can't fault this thing, man. And CBS got to figure it out because Kevin Durant and Giannis, 28 points per game, along with almost 10 rebounds. Papa, it is a double-double. It's a double-double freak. Let's look at the rankings real quick. How it fill out. Milwaukee. And Milwaukee's up there in the scoring. They're number 2 in scoring. Okay. Then you get the Kings. Milwaukee's number 3 in the East. Salute. Good pickup. You know, I can't hold you for that. I cannot hold you for that. Again, Kevin Durant gets to play because even though he doesn't have enough games played, He's still with the number 2 team, so I'm kind of okay with it. But you know, not enough games played. Let's keep going. And Bradley Beal gets the nod, even with the sorriest team in the East, in my opinion, because Detroit and Cleveland, they let me down. You saw my rankings. I said if they got going, they could make the playoffs. But no, that ain't happening. Ranking, but I'm sorry for the year that this kid's having 33 points per game. I believe he's leading the league in scoring. Yes, he is. He's above Curry. He's above Lillard. He's above Embiid. You gotta respect that, man. You gotta respect that. They're going by the stats with this kid. It's all him right now, and he's doing a great job. Again, look at the stat line: 32, 5 assists with 5 rebounds. Again, I round up. Bradley Beal, congrats. Look for him to get traded if they keep losing. They're looking to move him and I guess use that value that he has as a leading scorer for a team that needs that punch. Everybody's talking about Miami. Maybe Kendrick Nunn and a couple pieces may make that work. Okay. Next up, Joel Embiid. No doubt about it, man. Africa is doing his thing out there on the 76ers. 30 points per game, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. Holla if you hear me. The man's doing his job on the 76ers. Look at the rankings for this kid, man. It's on top. Listen, Philadelphia's the number 1 team in the East. You got to respect that. So that's the other issue. You cannot hold them back and say that they don't deserve an all-star. He is what they have for this record. For me, it's Harris, Simmons, and definitely him. He is the X factor. He deserves to get in, and there's no doubt about it. Biggest year for Embiid, healthy. Hopefully he stays healthy. They're doing their thing. Much respect. I agree with Embiid. Now he gets shaky. Again, games played is my problem, right? Kyrie's in there at the point guard, guys. All right? Kyrie's in there at point guard, 28 points per game, 6 assists, 5. Tough. Right? This is tough. A lot of guards on the East Coast. Let's jump to the stat line and see where he's at, right? Kyrie up there in the top scoring, right? Is he up there? Not enough games played for him to even rank, guys. I mean, it is what it is. I gotta be honest. There's not enough games played. Let's just go East. I'm gonna switch this just to East look. All right. Is that as bad as he looks, as bad as this kid looks, Trae Young, almost 27 points per game. His 3-point percentage is horrible this year for him, 37%. But from a point guard perspective, look at Trae Young. These guys are in the playoff hunt. Ranking standing wise, they are close to the playoffs. A couple of these nuggets. It's a tight race, man. I think somebody's going to Star Power is going to eventually catch up with Indiana. But it's not the video for that. So my opinion, with Trae Young over Kyrie, man, it is what it is. Even though the Brooklyn Nets had one of the records, you gotta respect that game and say, hey, they're there. Not enough games played. What about Trae, man? What about Trae? Trae Young, I think deserves a shot. And the other guy, possess perspective. Did you get anybody from these top teams from a Boston Celtics perspective? What about a Drew of the season for him? All right. Fred VanVleet, it's questionable. I don't want to say LaMelo Ball. Charlotte's all-around gameplay, but these guys need a player. Chicago's definitely Zach LaVine's on top. We gotta talk, man. We gotta surround ourselves and get the best players in there. I understand the position, not much to go after there, right? Because technically, Trae Young is the only guy who could really match the stat line of Kyrie, but Zach LaVine is another guy that plays that guard position. So, in my opinion, that pick for a starter is questionable, and I think I would have went with, or maybe even get in Zach LaVine out of. If you're doing Bradley Beal out of an O for respect, you might as well do Zach LaVine as an O for respect, even though they don't does kind of play it sometimes with the Chicago Bulls. Now, why was I going with Zach LaVine? All right, 28 points per 28 and a half with 27 games played. Team is almost in the playoffs. No, first time in a long time. It's your choice, man. If he's not on the reserve roster, there's problems. If Trae Young is not there, there's problems. Look at Jalen, the tandem from the Celtics, 25 and 25. One of those guys got to be in there. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough cooking, but that's a question mark. That's a question mark for me on the East Coast. And actually, when I look at the lineup that they have right here as far as the top scorers, it should have been this: Trae, Zach, Giannis, Embiid, Bill. That makes total sense to me. And I would have left Zach at the 3. So that's my honest position. And I know it's just scoring. There's other factors to the game, but I don't want to be long-winded. I think there was a mess up there at the point guard position. So there goes your stat line and your first look at the East Coast guys who have made the All-Star team. We got to look for the reserve, see what's up, and see where we go. I'm heading out. Mr. Step Back Kid himself, Mikey. I'm out of here. Peace.